Hey guys, Rob out here at ImAlwaysInHotWater.com and BoatsInHotWater.com. Second boat of the day, considering that they were right next to each other. Now it's up to 40 degrees. So I just got out of the truck and warmed up my mouth a little bit, so hopefully I won't flub up on the words. Anyway, to get right to it, what we got out here today is a 2012 Key West 189 FS with a Yamaha F-115 and estimated hours on the whole vessel, there's no hour meter, is approximately 250, give or take. Could be a few hours below, a few hours above. Obviously, we're a 115 XA. Sorry, that was bothering me. So what I'm going to do is just kind of give you guys a walkthrough here. This boat is about 45 minutes from me. Both of these are. So just to give you a general overview, and I'll pick apart what I can. You know, the nice stuff is all obvious. First and foremost, let's just walk through the exterior of the boat. Now, I actually sold this boat to the seller back in 2015. So I'm familiar with the boat. I'm familiar with the seller and his care for his boats. This was actually one of my working partners at a dealership had gone through this boat, and we listed it and sold it. So as I walk through the exterior of the boat, you're gonna have, you know, a few fender rubs down below. You know, you're gonna have your basic scratching. If you guys want to just take a quick look, I'll give you that, trying to give you that walkthrough that I would do, so you guys could see, you know, with the oyster beds and everything here, this is pretty much normal. So just so you can take a look, little marine text probably wouldn't hurt in a couple of spots, but that's mostly of what's notable here. And let me just, this could be a long video because I'm trying to save you the time. Everything else looks, you know, as it probably would. This boat was just cleaned. Let's just, since we saw that, let's just take a quick look up underneath. Yeah, you got a couple of scuffs and scrapes, no doubt. I mean, nothing offensive, nothing that's going to keep me off the water, that's for sure. So not too bad. We try and keep everything priced accordingly. The boat's not new. As far as the exterior goes, you had a little goober right here you can see with a little bit of fill, but the rest of it's pretty clean. You know, once again, let's just take a quick look. Power pole, it's not marked. I'm gonna assume that's about an 8-foot power pole, so let's just kind of do that based on my experience, which probably we shouldn't do. Remember, I'm not a marine mechanic or a marine surveyor, although I spend a lot of time with those guys. Starboard side, really, I got nothing to, you know, nothing really of major note. I do see, let's take it right there. So, you know, we have a couple of spots of notice, but you're not dealing with anything structural, mostly cosmetic. Now, the trailer is in good shape. It's torsion axle, but you got a couple of brackets at some point. Well, those are actually, those are fine, but you can see on this, personally, I wouldn't even have these on the boat. All right, they're not, that's just annoying to me. I also don't like guide poles, but that's just me. But you can see these brackets here. I mean, I'm just removing that stuff. But if you want to keep it on, you're going to need to replace those at some point in the near future, or they're just going to fall off. You know, salt water does its thing. Not as bad on this side. Well, yeah, it is. Okay, so, you know, tires are in nice shape. And, you know, a little bit of trailer service. All right, so hopefully that covers that. You know, I the reason why I do these is I don't want anybody getting any surprise versus still pictures. I do have still pictures up of the engine. It's about as clean as it's going to get. Nice looking engine. F115XA. Some of these models run 115 to 150. I think top end on this boat probably wouldn't be any more than 32 to 36, probably 32 with a full load at best. So keep that in mind. I mean, for most people, the 115 does just fine on a 19-footer, but this is a little bit heavier than most. All right, so that covers that. God, that took forever. I think the 40-degree weather is making me like a zombie. All right, let me get pop up in here. If you guys know me, my job is pretty much just to really show you the way it is. This isn't, you know, it's a nice boat. It's going to be a great catch for somebody. You're not buying a new boat. The boat was just washed out. So you're seeing what you're seeing. You know, the seats could probably use a little bit more. There's no rips or tears. And you're probably, some of this may or may not come out, but I would be able to get most of this out. I have a couple of little tricks up my sleeve. Let me shoot straight to this. Most of these boats come with a bimini. As you can see, it was actually set up for a bimini. A T-top was put on it. It's a Fishmaster T-top, and it's actually retractable as well. So, you know, the actual canvas is in nice shape. I think overall, you know, you may have to restring it at some point, but right now I'm not really seeing anything. All right, let's move up over here. All right, forward area. When I had sold this boat to the seller, it had a trolling motor, and it's still set up for a trolling motor. You got the mount. The trolling motor died. So there's that. There's the mount. I also want to make note. Somebody remind me. See this little screw right here? We're going to need to cut that out, especially if we sea trial. I don't want anybody getting cut on that. So there we go with that. Your anchor hatch. Here in this area, depending on your trolling motor, you can just do a rewire. It still has the batteries, which I'll assume will be dead at this point, but they were new back then. I think they're clearly just need to be charged and they'll be just fine. So there's 2 batteries already wired up for the trolling motor, so that's kind of nice. In the center console, this will be a little tougher to get cleaned up. Once again, no rips, no tears. The seats are in nice shape. A lot of supplies in there, Gatorades and water and stuff. May or may not go with the boat. And side cushions, you know, just got a little bit of dingy. Let's pop this up. Back seat. You know, this particular model, Key West, has, you know, a lot of nice qualities. Actually, we can flip this forward or back. On the control panel, we got a Hummingbird. I'm going to assume all 3 of these work. Hummingbird, internal GPS 597. We got an Echo 300C and a GPS map 531. I think one of those, that GPS map is not going to give me depth. I'll probably get my depth here important in this area, which hence why you see the scratches on the bottom of the hull. There. And Baystar steering. Let's just take a quick pop up in here. Your battery switch should be in there. Nope, actually, battery switch is over there. Those need to be replaced. I don't even really know if they're worth using because of the T-tops on it. So they might be, I don't know how your poles, maybe, might work. All right, so wiring there. Up in this area would be your live well. And over here, we would just be probably cooler. Yep. So overall, that's pretty much it here on the Key West. I showed you where the battery switch is. You guys did see where the trolling motor was set up. And then in here, you can see your cranking batteries amongst all the personal items. I'll have to check to see what's conveyed and what's not. I'll assume lines and fenders, but I'll have to talk to the seller. So overall, that should give you guys a pretty good synopsis of this Key West. I hope that helps. And like I said, I try and make things worse than they are. Overall, she's a nice boat. She's a clean boat. You got a couple of nicks and scratches here and there, which are normal for this area. If you want to put a trolling motor on, you're pretty much, except for a little bit of wiring, all set. And I think we're good to go. So anyway, Rob out here at ImAlwaysInHotWater.com. 2012 Key West 189 FS with an F115XA engine, estimated at around 250 hours, which makes about sense. It didn't have a whole lot of hours on it when he purchased it, and then he hasn't really used it that much. So anyway, that'll about do it. Rob at ImAlwaysInHotWater.com signing off, wishing you guys a great and safe boating day.